Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're tearing down one of the absolute biggest financial myths out there. Wealth is a topic that's usually shrouded in mystery and, frankly, a whole lot of terrible advice. So, we're going to clear the air. We'll be looking directly at the numbers and the core concepts that separate the truly wealthy from everyone else. Because here is the honest truth. If you don't understand debt, you truly do not understand wealth. Let's kick things off with a quick little thought experiment to challenge some assumptions. I want you to imagine two completely different people and tell me who is richer. Now, it sounds like a simple math problem, right? Just look at the numbers. But wealth is rarely just about your top-line revenue. Let's actually look at the financial profiles of these two individuals. Here's the setup. Person A earns $50,000 a year. Person B earns $500,000 a year. Now, almost everyone instinctively points to person B as the richer individual. I mean, it's literally 10 times the salary. But what if I told you person B is absolutely drowning in debt, struggling to make ends meet every single month, while person A owns a bunch of assets that generate cash flow automatically? Suddenly, the whole picture of wealth looks very, very different. True wealth isn't just about the size of your salary. It's fundamentally about how you utilize what you owe. Which brings us right to section 1, the debt trap. Growing up, pretty much all of us hear the exact same thing. Debt is bad, stay far, far away from loans. And honestly, for a lot of people, that's actually really solid advice. Why? Because of a little concept called a liability. Basically, a liability is just a purchase that constantly yanks money right out of your pocket. Think about it. Most people use debt to buy cars, the newest smartphones, fancy vacations, you name it. The catch? The second you buy that stuff, it starts losing value. Yet, the debt is still there. You're effectively trading your future income for a temporary pleasure that immediately depreciates. You literally have to wake up and go to work every single day just to pay for things you bought years ago. To put that into perspective, let's see how quickly these liabilities can add up. Take a guy named John. John goes out and buys a slick $50,000 car. But he doesn't have the cash lying around, so he finances the whole shebang. Now he's staring down a massive monthly cost of $1,450. How do we even get to that number? Well, it's a $900 loan payment, $250 for insurance, $100 for maintenance, and $200 just in fuel. Every single month, like clockwork, that car isn't paying him, it is aggressively siphoning cash away from him. John is totally trapped by this liability. And this is exactly why people with massive salaries can still end up completely broke. Let's shift gears and look at section 2, the secret of the rich. Now, while folks like John are out there busy collecting liabilities, bigger houses, flashier cars, and those soul-crushing monthly payments, the wealthy are playing a completely different game. They focus on assets. Simply put, an asset is a purchase that puts money into your pocket. The crazy part? The wealthy don't run away from borrowing. Not at all. Instead, they actively use what we call productive debt to scoop up these exact types of assets. They use other people's money to buy things that will pay them back every single month. That one single difference in strategy, it changes absolutely everything about your financial trajectory.
Let's see what this strategy actually looks like in the real world. Meet Sarah. She takes out a loan, exactly like John did, but she uses her borrowed money to buy a rental property. Her mortgage payment sits at $1,500 a month, but here is the magic trick. Her tenant is paying $2,300 in rent. So after she covers all her baseline expenses, Sarah is walking away with $500 in pure, clear profit every single month. Sure, the debt is still there, but her debt is literally producing income. Sarah's debt is actually paying her.
Moving right along to section 3, the power of leverage.
You really have to start thinking of debt like a hammer. You can use it to build a stunning house, or you can use it to smash a window. Using it to build, though, requires a total mental shift. Whenever they look at a purchase, the poor and middle class usually ask one question: how much does it cost? But the wealthy mindset flips that entirely. They ask, how much does it earn? I mean, the idea of borrowing $1 million sounds absolutely terrifying to the average person, right? But if you've got that wealthy mindset, borrowing $1 million is a genius move. Assuming that million generates 150 grand for you every single year. You aren't stressing about the size of the debt. You're laser focused on the cash flow it produces. And if you want solid proof that this whole system works, just look at the institutions that literally control our money. The banking system absolutely loves debt. Why is that? Because banks understand leverage perfectly. Every single loan they write up, whether we're talking about a mortgage, a business loan, or even your credit card, creates a super reliable stream of cash flow for them. Banks use debt to generate continuous income, and the wealthy simply mimic this exact same strategy.
So, why is this so incredibly powerful? One word: time. Smart financing drastically accelerates wealth creation. Just imagine trying to buy a $500,000 apartment building using only the cash you've managed to scrape together from your day job. You'd be living on ramen noodles for decades just to save up. But when you use smart financing and leverage, buying that building becomes a reality much, much sooner. Leverage basically acts as a financial time machine, allowing you to acquire wealth-generating assets today rather than 30 years from now.
And that brings us to Section 4, good debt versus bad debt.
Let's tie all of this together. The real question you need to be asking yourself isn't, should I use debt? No, the actual question is, what kind of debt am I using right now? Bad debt is your credit card balances, those expensive cars, luxury purchases, basically anything that starts dropping in value the second you swipe your card. That stuff literally makes you poorer. Good debt, on the other hand, is businesses, rental properties, cash flowing assets, and investments. Stuff that actively builds your wealth. Listen, debt itself is totally neutral. It's neither good nor bad. The difference between a life of poverty and a life of extraordinary wealth is simply which of these two categories your borrowed money is flowing into. Which brings us to our final, absolutely crucial takeaway for this explainer. If you don't understand debt, you don't understand wealth. Because at the end of the day, money and debt are just tools, waiting for an operator. If you use them carelessly, they will keep you broke for decades. So I want to leave you with a thought to really chew on. Are you going to spend the rest of your life grinding just to pay for your debt? Or are you finally going to learn how to make your debt work for you?